My lovely students, welcome to MATHOLOGICAL. Let us do an interesting question in this session. Read the question carefully, pause the video, try to solve it, and then watch the solution. Goga Express of length 600 meters runs at 54 km per hour and goes from New Delhi to Ghaziabad. It completed overtaking a Ghaziabad-bound EMU train at 7:30 am. Afterwards, Goga Express starts crossing a New Delhi-bound EMU train exactly at 7:50 am. If all EMU trains run at 36 km per hour and are 400 meters long, then at what time will both EMUs start crossing each other? That is the question. ठीक है, सो यानी कि लेंथ ऑफ द ट्रेन इज ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट इन दिस केस. अच्छा, गिवन है हमको फर्स्ट केस में दैट गोगा एक्सप्रेस इज ऑफ द लेंथ 600 meters. इट इज रनिंग एट अ speed of 54 km per hour and it is going from New Delhi to Ghaziabad. From New Delhi to Ghaziabad. Additionally, it completed overtaking a Ghaziabad-bound EMU train at 7:30 am. Goga Express is going from New Delhi to Ghaziabad and it completed overtaking a Ghaziabad-bound EMU train, which implies that both trains are running in the same direction. Goga Express as well as the EMU train, both are running in the same direction, and it has completed overtaking Ghaziabad-bound EMU at 7:30 am. So if let us say this is our Goga Express running at 54 km per hour, length of 600, and since it has completed overtaking, to at 7:30, the EMU will be right behind. This is EMU train. Both are running in the same direction. And the length of EMU is 400. This is the scenario at 7:30 am. Isn't it so? Clear? At 7:50 am, Goga Express starts crossing a New Delhi bound EMU exactly at 7:50 am. So exactly at 7:50, it has just started crossing. Started crossing implies that both the engines are touching each other, at the same line. Okay, so if this is our Goga Express, then this must be the second EMU. But the second EMU is New Delhi bound, so it is running in the opposite direction with the speed 36. And this is the picture at 7:50 am. The question is asking, at what time will both EMUs start crossing each other? There are two ways to do it. Either we can find out the location of both EMU trains, since we are only concerned with EMU trains. तो या तो दोनों EMU trains की हम location find out कर लें at 7:30 am and then calculate the meeting time. या फिर we find out the location of both trains at 7:50 and then calculate the meeting time. Either way will be fine. So at 7:50 we know the position of the second EMU. Okay, but first of all, let us find out this distance. What will be this distance? And from 7:30 to 7:50, the time is 20 minutes. And the engine of Goga Express has traveled this distance. So this distance in 20 minutes will be, speed is 54. So 54 into 20 by 60 or 1 by 3. And this distance is 18 kilometers. And additionally, this is the length of the train Goga Express. Total distance will be 18 kilometers plus 600 meters, and 18.6 kilometers. 18.6 kilometers. Is that much clear? And now at 7:30 am, EMU, the first EMU, is at this location. How much distance it must have traveled by 7:50 am? The distance traveled will be 36 into 1 by 3, which is equal to 12 kilometers. So this will be the position of first EMU. And this is the position of the second EMU, and both at 7:50 am. Time must be same. Okay, both at 7:50 am. And this distance, remaining distance between the two trains, that has to be traveled by the two trains together. This remaining distance will be 18.6 minus 12, which is 6.6 kilometers. And since both the trains are running in the opposite directions, so the relative speed will be addition of their speeds. The time taken will be equal to 6.6 kilometers, that is distance, divided by 36 plus 36. So 6.6 by 72 hours. 66 by 720, which is 11 by 120 hours. Multiply by 60 for minutes. So 11 by 2, which is 5.5 minutes. The time taken will be 5.5 minutes. After 5.5 minutes, the trains will start crossing each other. So our answer will be 750 plus 5.5, which is 7:55:30 a.m. This will be the time when the trains will start crossing each other. The answer will be 7:55:30. Is that much clear? क्या ये बात समझ में आती है? ओके अच्छा, ये तो स्टार्टिंग टाइम हो गया. अगर क्वेश्चन ये पूछता कि व्हाट विल द टाइम एट विच द ट्रेन्स विल कंप्लीट क्रॉसिंग ईच अदर, तो आंसर क्या होता? दे स्टार्टेड एट 7:55:30 am एंड टाइम टेकन इन क्रॉसिंग will be total length traveled. Total length in crossing क्या होगा? That will be length of the first EMU plus length of the second EMU, and both are equal to 400 meters. So crossing time will be 400 plus 400 total length traveled divided by total speed, which is 72 km/h, but in meter per second this will be equal to 20 meter per second, because 18 km/h is equal to 5 meter per second. So divide by 20, 800 by 20, and total time in crossing will be 40 seconds. So they will start at 7:55:30 and plus 40 seconds. So they'll end up crossing each other at 7:56:10 a.m. Completed crossing. Clear? Okay. Similarly, at what time the Vaughan Express started overtaking the Ghaziabad bound EMU? Because it ended overtaking at 7:30 a.m. So starting of overtake कब होगा? Started overtaking. Time taken overtaking will be total distance traveled divided by total speed, relative speed basically. So 600 plus 400. Length of Goka Express is 600. Length of EMU is 400. So time taken will be total distance, which is 1000 meters, divided by relative speed क्या होगा? Both are running in the same direction, 54 and 36. Relative speed will be 54 minus 36, यानी कि 18 in km/h. Meter per second this will be 5. So 1000 by 5, which is 200 seconds. So time taken will be 200 seconds. So 7:30 a.m. minus 200 seconds, which is basically 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So subtract 3 minutes 20 seconds from 7:30 a.m. So they started overtaking at 7:26:40 a.m. 7:26:40 a.m. they started overtaking and completed overtaking at 7:30 a.m. So we found out all possible scenarios for this question. Is that much clear? Okay. Additionally, as I already said, that either we had found out the location of both EMU trains at 7:50 a.m. or we had found out the location of both the trains, both EMU trains at 7:30 a.m. तो दोनों ही केसेस में बात एक ही होती है. ठीक है, तो हम ये भी कर सकते थे additionally instead कि we had found out that at 7:30 this was the location of the first EMU. At 7:50 this was second EMU. This distance was 18.6 kilometers. So at 7:30 a.m. the second EMU would have been behind. From 7:30 to 7:50 the distance traveled by second EMU, since the speed is same, so this distance is 12 kilometers. So total distance at 7:30 a.m. will be 18.6 plus 12, that is 30.6 kilometers, and relative speed is 36 plus 36, 72. So divide by 72. 306 by 720. So this will be 51 by 120 hours multiplied by 60. So this will be 25.5 minutes. Add this in 7:30, you will get the answer. So either way is sufficient. किसी भी तरह से कर सकते हो. Both are completely correct. And we've also seen other dimensions of this question. That is all for this question. And if you understood the question, make sure to comment about that, your feedback. Comment and give your feedback. And that's all for this session. Bye bye. Take care and keep learning.